Hey guys, welcome back to TitanCraft. So last time we worked on laying out the foundations of the table here and put in some glass and some guidelines so that I can make the pattern in the middle here. And that is what we're going to be working on today. So the pattern itself is going to be a bit of a flower pattern. So let's see, we've got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. Oh, wait. Am I... No. Looks like I zigged when I should have zagged. Crap. This is going to take a minute, so I will be right back. And here's what the pattern looks like. It's sort of a swirly flower design, and the pattern itself is not complicated. The blocks kind of curl up and then curls back down, and then you kind of have this sort of windmill pattern. It takes a bit of brain power to make sure that all of the blocks sort of line up together. So you start with 4 in the middle, and then you branch out on each side like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And then turn 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then you turn 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got this point here, which is just 1. And then you get 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 1, and then 1, 2. And then that's where it meets up with the next petal. And the thing that was helping me keep track of whether or not I was on track is this block here, this single piece here, and this single piece here are 5 blocks apart on the same axis. So once I got to that point, I was able to know, like, okay, yes, I am on the right track with this. In the middle here, so this middle I made as tinted glass, but I might swap that out for just black glass, so that I can put a beacon in the middle if I can afford another quad beacon. There was somebody that was giving away beacons for free for a while, but they haven't been online in a while. So right here, I'm just filling the petals in with white glass. The idea originally was going to be sort of a doily design, but for the sake of time and for the sake of not making the table itself too intricate, I am going to be scrapping most of the idea and just putting in a handful of places where it's going to be just white or gray stained glass. I'm currently making a second layer of glass so that it's easier to work with the design. It does make things a little bit more difficult later because I have to gather twice as much glass. And there we are. That is the extent of the pattern. It honestly looks really nice. I'm actually, yeah, no, I'm super excited that this is in. And this is here. I've been looking at this pattern for weeks now and trying to figure out, like, how am I going to get this on the server? So getting this out here in survival, it is just a huge motivator. Oh man, I just pulled the map off the wall and look how nice that looks. That looks awesome. I'm chuffed to bits. I'm tickled pink. Yeah, I'm happy. So I started making a diamond pattern, the same kind of diamond pattern that's like down here. And then I'm alternating white in each, and then I'm alternating black. I guess it doesn't have to be symmetrical. Might actually be better if it's not. Oh look guys, my friends have arrived. Oh no, they found me. Oh no, oh no, no, no. Gotcha. Haha. You got stuck on the glass. Ah, no, no. Bad. Well, it seems like I have run completely out of brown glass. So I'm gonna have to go collect some resources. Which brings me back to the resource world. Just gotta find a good patch of sand to... I'm just gonna have to find a good patch of sand to clear out. Usually, I just look for dead bushes. If there's a spot where there's some dead bushes, then that means that there's still some sand here. That is a giant lake. I don't really want to touch that, so we'll just keep going. So some things to talk about when it comes to the resource world is the resource world operates on a different player count than the rest of the server. Now, I can't tell who is in the resource world right now, but actually my guess is just me. But it still operates on the same sort of rules as everything else on TitanCraft, where everybody who is in the resource world has to sleep or AFK in order for the night to get skipped. Which is why you kind of want to build a shelter before you start. And you also don't want to have like a ton of extra stuff out. The resource world is a place for you to gather whatever resources you need to be able to build. It is not a place to build permanent structures unless your permanent structure is a farm of some sort. That is a public farm of some sort. Like there's a public tree farm, there's a public ice farm, I believe there's a skelly farm in the resource world. A couple of other things are in the resource world as well, but most of those are located near spawn. And most of those are public, very public. And they're also very crude. They're like, you know, just set up and go kind of deal. And operates on you're using a public service. So make sure that when you leave, you set up the public service for someone else to use. Like replanting your trees. On the other hand, nothing is permanent in the resource world. You can swoop in and just kind of take over a location. Now, that doesn't mean like take someone else's beacon. That's stealing. But if I left this structure here, I shouldn't be surprised if, for one, someone else decides to use that structure, and for two, someone else decides to mine out all the sand or sandstone or whatever in this area. You would probably want to leave structures like this up if they are not yours. But if there are people in the resource world and they don't sleep or AFK, then the resource world, the night doesn't skip and there's still mobs in this area. You want to at least be cautious. You know, it's courteous to sleep or AFK in the resource world if it's possible, just because there are people who are out in the open mining sand or terracotta or whatever. But if you are using the resource world and you are out in the open, you can't expect other people to sleep for you. You know, it's still on you to make sure that you stay safe while you're in the resource world. That being said, if you do end up dying in the resource world, you can always ask for help in the chat, and there are plenty of people on the server that will help you find your stuff. If you can grab coordinates, that really helps. There are so many wonderful people on this server that would be willing to help you find your stuff. So I've got all the glass that we need, so let's get started on the time lapse. So we're back again. I'm doing the rocket thing. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So, TitanCraft render distance. But check it out. We got all the glass in that we needed. It's 2 layers of mostly brown glass with the tablecloth pattern on top. Now, it probably won't look like a tablecloth by the end of this. It might just look like a glass top on the top of the table. But underneath, I'm still planning on putting down some terracotta. But I'm all out of terracotta, so that's going to have to happen in the next episode. But I'm honestly really happy with this pattern design. Let me show you the map because you can see it a little bit better there. I actually really like how cool this design looks on the map. I like the colors. I like a lot of things about this. I had to go through a lot of cocoa beans. Like, this isn't even as many cocoa beans. Like, oh, actually, there's like nothing in there. I ended up making a small cocoa bean farm. Right here. I also ended up filling this out a little bit. It's a pretty rudimentary design. I'm not a redstoner by any means, but I kind of understood how I tried to make a torch tower, but it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. And so I just ended up staircasing the redstone up to the top here. But I'm really happy with how it looks and how it operates. You just press button and it just poof. All the cocoa beans pop off. And they fall into these hoppers, which you can then replant and just let it go. Oh, hi. Hi, friend. Oh, I have more friends coming through, too. Let me finish this first. But that is going to have to be everything for today. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments below. And subscribe for more. Have a good one, everybody. That doesn't work at all. Let me land. Have a good one, everybody. Bye!